Hi, my name's Alexander Thompson. 11 years ago, my partner, Therese Russo, was afflicted with myalgic encephalomyalitis, more commonly known as chronic fatigue syndrome.
For decades, that's a name that's meant that this has been the dominant image of a disease that can be as serious as this. Patients can live for decades with the physical function of someone with congestive heart failure. 25% of us are homebound or bedridden, and 75 to 85% of us can't even work part-time.
Chronic fatigue syndrome affects an estimated 15 to 30 million people worldwide. Symptoms include, but aren't limited to, severe fatigue that is not relieved by sleep or rest, post-exertional malaise, difficulty thinking and remembering, dizziness, headaches, sore throat, problems falling asleep or staying asleep, orthostatic intolerance, muscle pain and aches, digestive problems, chills and night sweats, and allergies and sensitivities to foods, odors, chemicals, or noise. Growing up, Therese always wanted to be a dancer. All through high school, she spent anywhere between 8 to 15 hours a week in dance classes. I met Therese at Bard College, where we were both undergraduate dance majors. She was studying at Bard on a full tuition scholarship when she came down with a 105-degree fever, which led to crippling fatigue. She took a medical leave of absence from school and saw a number of doctors, all of whom told her everything was normal. But everything was not normal. She'd gone from dancing 4 to 6 hours a day to being unable to get out of bed. She had to crawl to the bathroom, she was getting regular infections, and she wasn't able to digest food. She started looking outside of Western medicine and began a course of treatment that included naturopathy, acupuncture, and environmental medicine. She was able to get her symptoms under control enough to return to school, but her body never fully recovered and she had to stop dancing. With dance out of the picture, she had to radically re-envision her future. Being the incredibly sweet, generous person she is, she decided she wanted to devote her life to others who were suffering. She applied to NYU Wagner School of Public Service to pursue a master's in public administration with a concentration in healthcare policy. That's where our paths reconnected. 2 years into her grad program, she was hired by New York City Health and Hospitals as the Health Equity Program Coordinator in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. While there, she worked to train hospital staff in cultural and interreligious awareness, LGBTQ+ inclusivity, and accessibilities for patients who are deaf and hard of hearing. This past spring, while she was working full-time at Health and Hospitals and finishing up her graduate degree, she began to experience more frequent ME/CFS flare-ups and developed chronic migraines. She'd begun seeing a CFS specialist here in New York who gave her co-diagnoses of Sjogren's syndrome and POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. POTS and ME/CFS are closely linked, though the relationship between the two isn't fully understood. Many of the symptoms are similar and the effect on patients is the same. People with both illnesses are essentially unable to participate in the world while they're afflicted. One month after Therese graduated, she woke up and wasn't able to get out of bed. After 5 weeks of unpaid medical leave, she still wasn't well enough to return to work and was forced to resign from her job. She'd been classified as a contractor rather than a full-time employee for most of her time at Health and Hospitals, which meant she wasn't eligible for disability or other benefits. By August, she'd seen a number of specialists: a cardiologist, a neurologist, an infectious disease specialist, an endocrinologist, and a gastroenterologist, none of whom were able to help. She again began seeking help outside of conventional medicine. She's been seeing an acupuncturist named Dr. Jason Howe, who's a pioneer of a technique called scalp acupuncture. Tom and Susan Wolf, who are certified herbalists in Ayurvedic medicine, and Dr. Nader Solomon, who's a doctor of homeopathy. These treatments have been helping, but they're unfortunately not covered by health insurance. It's been a long road, but Therese is getting better. 6 months later, she's about 40% improved. She's now able to take short walks outside and do basic things around the house, but the healthcare practitioners she's seeing say that it could be another 3 to 6 months before she's able to have her life back again. We've been able to weather these first 6 months with support from our families, but Therese is still not well enough to work, and my nonprofit salary isn't enough to support us both until she's better. If you know Therese, I don't have to tell you that a sweeter, kinder, more generous person does not exist on this planet. She has spent the past 2 years making New York's public healthcare system more inclusive, and she has a great deal more to offer. She just needs a little bit of help, so we're asking for it. Anything that you're able to give will be greatly appreciated, and there are links below if you want to learn more about ME/CFS or POTS. Thank you for your time, generosity, and for being a part.